win the Bob Lord, and we've done everything.
Okay. Keith Scott, you came back into the side today and things went surely better than you could have ever expected.
Yeah, it's funny thing is I've been dreaming all week. I've been dreaming all week that we'd win about 4 or 5-0. But there was one thing wrong with my dream. I'd scored all 5 in my dream. But no, I think you've got to give credit to the boys. The boys who played last week were obviously hurt. The pride was hurt. We'd got unbeaten 3-2 at home, where normally we've been solid as a rock at home. But we've come out today, and I think to everybody's credit, I don't think we let them in the game. They had spells, but apart from that, we were superb.
What is the secret? I mean, Martin is very reticent about what he does to get the team up. You always seem to be good for the crunch games.
Well, the thing is, apart from the gaffer having a world of experience, and obviously all the players have got to respect him because of what he's done in football, from my own personal point of view, he's very good at man motivation, and he treats everybody as an individual, not as everybody the same. But one thing I find that when you go out on the football field, when the gaffer's done a team talk, if you actually lose the game, you don't feel as if you've let yourself down. You feel as if you've let him down, and I think that's got to be a credit to the man himself.
You've reached the final for the second time in 3 years. What were the differences this time? Was it a little bit different for you?
I think the fact that you've been in a semi-final situation before and you've actually come through it. It's twice, like in the 2 semi-finals that we've been in, that we've gone away from home and we've actually, we've scored goals and not conceded. But I think we were less nervous than them. We know we had a job to do. There was no question of us hanging on to a lead. We had to come here and we had to win the game. And we had to win it quite comfortably, because there's always a chance that if we get 2, they're going to get 1 and it's back into extra time. But I just think experience told at the end. And, I don't think any of their lads, I don't know if any of their lads have been in this position before. But if you haven't been, it's a pressure situation. And when you're playing against, like, I said earlier, the best non-league club in the country, which we are, you've got to you've got to be on your mettle. And I don't think they were today.
What about Matt Crossley? Hasn't scored all season, and he comes up and does your job for once.
That's right. I think he saved the best till last, but it was brilliant because Matty gave us a great start. He scored, I thought, 2 crucial goals. He got us the first goal, which was brilliant, and then obviously, after we got the second goal, he got the third goal within a minute, and effectively that gives you a bit of breathing space. That gives you at least a 2-goal cushion. But apart from that, if you look around the side, I thought Jason Cousins was outstanding. I thought Matty Crossley was. Steve Gubb. I don't think you could really pick a player today, who didn't really, perform for Wycombe Wanderers as people know they can.
Got to ask you about your own goal.
Yeah.
What do you remember of that?
Gupp swung in a corner, and the gaffer's been going on about people attacking the near post. I just attacked the near post, and I got the simplest of touch, and obviously the pace of the corner took it in, but I was over the moon.
It was kind of ironic, really. You went off to be replaced by Mark West, the 2 Wembley goal scorers from '91. What did you say to him when you exchanged?
I just said, all the best, Westy, and he said the same coming off it, and that was it. At the end of the day, that's all you can say. He's gone on to do a job, and I thought he'd done it tremendously. He got the ball down, he held it up, he took it into corners, which he's good at, and that's all that he had to do, and he done it superbly.
Now, just a word about the rest of the season. The conference is still the #1 priority, that place in the league. Crunch game coming up against Slough.
Very crunch game. They've got to beat us really to keep their hopes alive. But we'll be going out to win the game. We want to win the game because the sooner we can wrap the league up, the better. Because once we've wrapped the league up, everybody can relax. Then the pressure's not off effectively until we've won the league. Once we've won the league, then you can sing songs and have a bit of a laugh. But Tuesday's an important game. We're going to go there and hopefully win the game.
You really think it will be that important, though, this match on Tuesday?
Yeah, because if they beat us, it gives them a bit of hope, and we don't want to give anybody hope. They've got to beat us. We can afford a draw, and effectively it brings their point ratio down even further. But we want to go and win the game, because if we win the game, we could be playing Runcorn at home on Thursday to wrap the league up, which would be brilliant.
That'll do for me. Thank you very much. Okay. In 1979, Nottingham. Martin, another Wembley triumph. Just what on earth is going on at Wycombe?
Well, I would like to say it's a triumph, but we've got there anyway, which is great news for us. Great news for the football club. I don't really mean to in this particular order, but the chairman's come in and said commercially it's really important for us, because if we do get into the Football League, and I think we're going there as well too, then we need every single able-bodied penny that we can get, because we don't get all the money from the Football League in the first year, so it's important in that aspect. But more importantly than any of that, it doesn't matter. Our crowd have been fantastic. They've turned up today. They've been as good as a gold star. But overall, the performance was simply magnificent. You know, to come here and win 4-0 when we were a goal behind from the first leg, it speaks volumes for the players. I mean, I know I'm going on a wee bit, but I hear other managers talking about. I hear David Kemp of Slough saying that they drew up at Whitton Albion because they had a difficult game on the Tuesday against Wycombe Wanderers, and we played Thursday night. Less than 48 hours later, after the Slough game, beat Dagenham Redbridge. So I don't know what I'm asking these players to do, but they haven't failed the test so far.
Let's talk to specifics just for the moment about today's game. Keith Scott came back into the reckoning. How difficult a decision was that to actually decide to play him?
To play him? No, if he puts his boot on, if he's fit enough, he plays. And David Jones did a remarkable job getting him fit this week. He told me on Saturday night there was a possibility of playing him. I said I need him badly to play that was Saturday night after we had played against Sutton in the first leg. And he said he'll try. We used an oxygen tent to get him fit, all these type of things. And Scott went down on Thursday night. I went and watched him myself. He said he was fit to play. The lads had a night off on the Thursday. We came in together on Friday night, and Scott had declared himself fit on the Thursday, and that was good enough for me. How long he was going to last was completely another thing. He hadn't trained for 3 weeks. It was always going to be difficult for him in a big game like this, and the reason I took him off is because he had done his job superbly, and he was absolutely knackered.
And of course, Mark West comes on and sets up a goal immediately. It's a fairy tale, isn't it?
It is, and it's great news for Mark West. His testimonial's due at the end of the season. He has come. He's not just a bit player anymore, as he has been now for a season and a half. He's a big player. He's a big player in it. He came back against Dagenham Redbridge. People have likened it to Lazarus rising from the dead. I think you mentioned that yourself in your commentaries. And at the end of it all, probably an apt description. He's a big part of it. He's been unlucky not to be playing in the last couple of games. I had a hunch about Kim Casey today. The hunch paid off. Casey might not have deserved to play in recent performances, but he got in. And I suppose the result vindicates everything. We had a lot of big performances there today. The back four were magnificent. Everybody was great. Keith Ryan has worn, I think, 5 different shirts in the last 5 matches and performed heroically and brilliantly in every position in the field. I can't ask for any more.
What about Matt Crossley scoring 2 goals? Hasn't scored all season.
Matt Crossley, yeah, comes up well. If you'd said to me, if you'd said to me that Matty would save 2 of his goals for the semi-final when we needed them badly, I would probably have settled for it. He has been up once or twice before on sojourns up the field, and he's come back totally empty-handed. He heads the ball like a centre half when he goes up for corner kicks for, and usually they're blazoned over the box free press end stand. But having said that, when it's really mattered, like today, he's come up trumps.
Let's talk about the league programme now, and it is a desperately hard programme going into the last couple of weeks of the season. What's your feeling about that?
Well, my feelings are that we've got to get on with it. We don't get any leniency from anyone. We've tried our very best in all 3 competitions this season. We're in the final of the Drinkwise competition. We're leading the league at this minute by 6 or 7 points. And we've got now to the final of the FA Trophy. So we've done everything that the Vauxhall Conference could possibly ask of us. And this season ends on May the 1st, and that's the case. I don't know what would have happened if there had been a 3rd game here against Sutton United. Let's say we had won 1-0 after extra time or whatever it may be. I don't know. But I just know that the programme's ferociously difficult, but we'll come through it.
Just look ahead to the next big game for Wycombe. It's Slough on Tuesday night. It's no time really to relax, is there, for you?
Well, I'm not so sure that you can tell the players that. I think half of them are lacerated with drink now as we speak. But they've deserved it. It's been a big weekend. I'm not taking things for granted. We haven't won the league yet, but we've gone a big way to doing so. If we can, it is possible for us to win against Slough on Tuesday night. And even though it's mathematically impossible for them to get enough goals after that, beating Slough on Tuesday night would almost guarantee us the championship. I've got to say this, that if we don't win it on Tuesday night, we'll win it on Thursday night. If we don't win it on Thursday night, we'll win it on Saturday night. And if we don't win it on Saturday night, we'll win it on Sunday. You know, I'm just telling you, we will eventually win the championship.
I think you could say you're quite confident, Tom.
I am very confident. These lads have... when you have a set of players like these, and I mean this, and sometimes I give them a very hard time. The programme that's been set them this season has been unbelievable, and they've come through it. Stevie Thompson reminds me we've won absolutely nothing yet at this stage. That's my line. I'm supposed to tell that to the players, but we will come out with something at the end of this season. I'm desperately hoping it's the Vauxhall Conference Championship. I'm quite sure it will be.
It's been such a wonderful season so far. I mean, you've had the West Bromwich Albion Cup ties, putting you in a national spotlight. Now you've got the trophy run and a great run in the conference. Is there a highlight for you so far?
The highlight is actually talking to you now at this minute, seriously, being in the final of at Wembley of the FA Trophy for the second time in 3 seasons, and that's marvellous highlight. Highlights were a 48-hour period where we beat Slough and Dagenham in 2 big nights. The crowds that we've had have been phenomenal for us. All those things. It's been one big long highlight for us, and it's not over yet, but we are going to see it right through to the death. The crowd again here were absolutely brilliant for us, and they've played a very big part in it. Really have, and that might sound sycophantic, it might sound patronising, but they really have played an enormous part in it, and it's a privilege to be here.
You have a special relationship with them, though, don't you? I mean, managers aren't noted for being desperately popular with the fans.
I'm popular at the minute because we're winning matches. I'm not that daft to realise that when we start losing a few games, there'll be the old shoutings for O'Neill out, and maybe, you don't know. You can outstay your welcome in certain areas, but the crowd have been fantastic to me. And I think they've been really good for the players. I think they've been absolutely enormous for the football club. Without them, we wouldn't exist.
That will do me fine. Thank you very much.
All right,
Yep.
absolute pleasure.
That's brilliant.
All right.
Thanks,
Okay.
mate.